Alright, hi guys, CombatEX with PvZ, and this game is a PvZ on Shakura's Plateau, and I'm just recording another game just to show you guys, how to play some more, and I had some debate on my last video, saying that build is a little risky because you take the third really early. Something I want you guys to note, are all my builds they're not risky because I know what my opponent's doing, and I try really hard in my videos to make sure I get that across, where all my builds are pretty much reactionary builds. I mean, like, I always have a general idea of what I want to do when I go into the game, but I almost never do exactly what I plan on doing because, again, my builds are all reactionary. Whenever I see something, I react to it, and that's essentially like why I do what I do. And lots of you guys say I might die to early pressure. Like, obviously I wouldn't be doing a build that dies to early pressure. I am, like, obviously a Grandmaster player. The only reason I'm not Grandmaster right now is because I started playing again when the season started, when the season, like, was about to be locked. So by the time I got back into shape, the season was already locked. So yeah, that's essentially why I'm not Grandmaster right now. But rest assured, like, my skill and everything is well above GM, not above, I guess, on par with GM. And I guess before this game starts, I just, well, right now I'm just going to be doing a quick Forge Fast Expand, nothing too special going on. I just want to talk about some stuff. My Clan X, by the way, I have resumed it for the meantime. Again, just join the channel, Clan EX, and you can see me there. Sometimes I do play ops games with all the people on the channel. Great community to hang around. It's just essentially a bunch of low-level players, playing with each other, training with each other, and sometimes I'm there helping you guys too. Some other things I want to talk about are coaching. I'm trying to stay away from it just because, like, okay, hold on. So right now he's doing a 10 pool build, and with the 10 pool, I mean, like, it's not really good on this map, mainly because, like, of what I'm exactly about to do. I kind of have a shitty wall where I need 2 pylons to complete the wall because my pylon is not in the greatest positioning, and I can't just immediately make up another gateway over there, so I'm going to be completing it with these 2 pylons. You know what? This is, like, not a great build on his part, and I'm actually going to punish him for this. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I was planning on going into this game with a nice macro build, but I feel like I can capitalize on his economic disadvantage by pretty much doing a 2-base timing push before his 3rd base gets fully running. And obviously it's not like a huge disadvantage he puts himself in, but you know what, it's big enough such that I'm able to do a pretty good, I just essentially just want to show you guys how to do a 2-base timing push, because I think all my videos are really passive, and none of them are really aggressive videos where I show you guys some really nice timing. The build I'll be showing you guys is pretty much going to be a 2-base, 2 Colossus, 2 Immortal timing push, and it pretty much hits right as your opponent is about to finish their +1 upgrade, or sorry, not +1, their +2 upgrade, or +2 carapace upgrade, I think what it was. Someone told me about this, the timing at least, and I tried to make a build revolving around that timing, and it just so happened 2 Colossus and 2 Immortals hit right before some Zerg upgrade that was really crucial hits. I'm pretty sure it's some armor upgrade or weapons upgrade. I'm not 100% too sure. I don't really know my off races too well. Like, honestly, my off race level is like, God, I don't even know. So, or it's not. It's low masters, obviously, but that's pretty bad in my standards. Like, my Starcraft 1 off races were almost as good as my Starcraft 1 main race. So, yes, nothing like that in Starcraft 2. I'm sending 2 Zealots out. Honestly, the only reason for this is because I know he's gonna have to produce Zerglings, and I want him to produce Zerglings because he's already behind economically. And notice that when one Zergling got into my base, all I did was make 1 probe chase it, and that's all you really need. You don't want to overreact. 2 Zerglings make 3 probes chase, or 4 probes, I guess. And then they're gonna want to kill one. They'll be able to just make sure you run that one back. Obviously, that only works at a higher level, but so when I say higher level, I also mean, like, God, I don't know, like high mid masters. That's what I mean by higher level. It's not really like a supreme elite level. It's just something a little bit above the average player. What was I talking about? Yeah, so I'm going to be showing you guys a 2-base Colossus Immortal timing push. Arguably, it's kind of better if you get 4 Immortals, 5 Immortals, right, as opposed to those 2 Colossus. I would probably argue that's true also, but I don't know. I guess I'm just showing you the Colossus version of it. It's not bad. The Colossus version isn't bad, but I guess the Colossus version just forces some Immortals, and I guess they're just a little bit better, but I don't know. There's an Immortal version where you just don't get the Colossus and you just get 5 Immortals and push, but I don't know, I guess I'm just showing you the Colossus version. Anyways, so what I was talking, he's taking his 3rd base a little bit later than I imagined him to be, but that's understandable because he's 10 pulling. and I'm not sure how the Zerg timing for when they take out their base from their 10 pooling. But anyways, yeah, just doing some minor harassment. Notice how I'm look at my like the place where my zealots are like queued up. Like while I'm microing this, I'm also going back home and macroing. Like I'm not only microing. Right now I'm only microing because there's nothing else to do. Or well, the micro is really important. But I'm also macroing while I'm microing. It's not just micro. And as you can see, my zealot micro is pretty decent. I think it could be a little bit better. These zealots should not be at this low life, but you know, I should be able to kill these next 4 zealots, but you know, or Zerglings, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just trying to get better, and I'm slowly getting better. But yeah, just a little bit of harassment. I was constantly macroing while I was microing, if you guys noticed. And yeah, so right after your revive facility finishes, you want to get a revive support bay. You want to pump up 2 emeralds. You don't need any obs for this build. Obs are essentially for scouting, killing creep. You don't care about any of that. You just want to kill them right away. This is a really aggressive 2-base push where essentially you want to kill the 3rd base before it gets functional. And notice how this sorry, not before it gets functional, before it's going to be functional before the armor or whatever upgrade kicks in. I'm not 100% sure what it is. You guys can probably write in the comments below what upgrade kicks in when this push hits. Anyway, so I was talking about my clan. Yeah, so just you don't actually have to be in the clan to be in the channel, obviously, but I'd prefer you to be in the clan if I'm making a play ops game, and I will prioritize letting the people ops that are in my clan. And how many gateways you want to get with this? Essentially, you want to have 6 gateways, or 5 or 6 gateways, roughly, while the Colossus are being produced. And then after the Colossus are done being produced, you want to get up to 8 gateways to reinforce, essentially. And it's kind of an all-in, I would say. But again, at a lower league, this would work really, really well. Right now, I'm just trying to find which mineral field has 3 mining on it, because I noticed one of them had 1 mining on it, and I found it, and now all my probes have all my fields have 2 mining on them. So again, at downtime, people think there's nothing to do. There's always stuff to do. I tried hiding the immortals from this observer and the robotic support bay, but unfortunately it came in, so he knows exactly what I'm doing. This is kind of good. It's not good when you're playing, it's good when I'm playing, because it lets my opponents react a little better. And that also reminds me of something else I want to talk about. What do you call it? Yeah, lots of you guys say my games are against players that are a lot worse than me. Honestly, I don't care if my games are against a bronze player. I don't show you guys these games to show you a good match. I show you guys these games to help you learn from a build and help you learn from a playstyle. Not so much a build, actually, more so a playstyle. So I honestly couldn't care less who I'm playing. Like, I don't care how close the games are. I essentially just want to show you guys how to play a certain playstyle, which is essentially a passive/reactionary playstyle. I'll throw in some aggressive, some cheese games like I'm doing right now, but most of them it's going to be a passive/reactionary playstyle. And so it doesn't really matter who I'm playing and what skill level they're at. Granted, all these guys are high masters. Some of them are obviously GM, but that should not be a concern. Like, I'm showing you guys a playstyle, and it doesn't matter what my opponent does. These playstyles are good against pretty much anything, because it's a reactionary playstyle. Anyways, so yeah, Clan X, feel free to join. And notice how I'm going up 2 more gateways because I've done the 2 plastic production. Okay, yeah. Now let's get to this game. I know it's pretty much like 3/4 through the game, but still, let's get to it now. As you can see, I'm gonna push right away, and I'm not gonna like wait. Like, look at all this army. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go with this army to counterattack, but I'm not gonna care about that. Like, you don't want the worst thing people do is they go for an all-in push and they try to defend their base to some counterattack with their big army. No, when you're going for an all-in push, you go for it. You don't go for defense. Like, obviously, I'll have my reinforcements to defend here, and as you can see, he's going to run into my main, so I'm going to warp in some zealots into my main. But I'm not going to be defending with my main army. My main army is just going to be pushing, because the longer I give him time to react to this, the bigger his army gets, and the more chance he has of holding us off. So again, I'm just going to push into it, go for the big juggy, and I'm just going to go for it. Big juggy is the big jugular vein, by the way, which is essentially, if you guys don't get the analogy, you're retarded. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just going to go for it right now. And again, just going to reinforce. I usually don't make this extra Colossus. I'm doing it just because I have a huge stalker count at my own base, and I don't want all these stalkers to get sniped off when they're walking to my reinforcement route. And I don't know if he did a good thing or I did a bad thing, but I made a forward pylon, and it's not there anymore, so I'm assuming he sniped it. And right now, yeah, he pretty much has not much, really. And that's partially because he went for the early 10 pool, and partially because I forced him to make a lot of extra lings with the 2 extra zealots. Again, small things do, like, the small, like, little things you do early game do, like, build on each other. This is a perfect example of how such small things, such as a 10 pool and the 2 zealot opening, have capitalized into such a big lead I have, because this push is hitting where he's probably in the phase of droning up right now, when he shouldn't really be in that phase. But he is going to be in that phase, because I've pushed him so far behind, and now I'm going to reinforce. I see he has corruptors, that's why I made a lot of stalkers, otherwise it'd make more sentries a lot, but since he has, this is smart on his part. You see, this is exactly what you should be doing as Zerg, by the way. You should, when you see Protoss trying to reinforce with a big ball, cut off that ball as soon as you can. And granted, he does kill this Colossus. It doesn't really matter, because Like all he has is roaches, and I killed it. Like all I really wanted to do was kill the two the corruptors, which I didn't really do, but so I guess it was, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, so yeah, this one Colossus lives, and now it's pretty much game. Again, this is it's not this playstyle is not reactionary. Like, I know what I'm gonna do with this game, and there's almost nothing that he can do that's gonna change what I'm gonna do. And again, I don't really care about the creep tumors or anything like that. Again, when your Zerglings are trying to surround your Colossus, make sure you just clump it right in between your army, because then, like, that's when Zerglings are not going to be able to kill it. And now I'm just doing a third base. This third base is not really meant to do anything. And yeah, he has no units. And the reason for this is, again, like I mentioned earlier, I capitalize on all the little things. What he could have done differently this game? Honestly, not much. Like, with that build that he did and the build that I did, it's pretty hard to win. If I had to think, honestly, he could have microed better and he could have had more army. He could have, when he noticed the Colossus Bay, he could have just immediately stopped me pumping drones, and because he knew I'd be going for an all-in. And he just, when he saw me chrono boosting it, he could have honestly just went for a massive amount of roaches. But this build is very hard to stop. I guarantee you, at any level below Grandmaster, you would probably have like an 85-90% win rate with this. It's a really strong build. Like, I've beaten so many top players with this build that are much better than me. Like, I'm, like, just to mention one, like, I'm probably like 2-11 against Scarlet right now, like, when we practice, and the 2 times I've won is with this build. Like, it's, like, ridiculously strong. So, yeah, like, I don't know, to be honest, like, there's no, like, hard counter to it, just because it's really strong. Anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to post more videos more frequently, just because, you know, like, to help you guys out. And, as far as streaming, I plan on streaming. I'll make an announcement when I do. Other than that, not really much else to say. Yeah, like the Reddit link, please. It helps support me. That's pretty much it. Peace!